My first murder was pretty interesting. We had to watch discovery where she's like screaming and being cut out of the car. Yes, our client drove drunk. The victim was alive when the accident happened. She went to the hospital and she was alive for days. Something happened at the hospital that caused her to die. The jury told the judge, we can't make a decision. And they decided in our favor. And it was like, great. But I know nobody wins, you know?
Yeah,
like nobody's
just
winning here. She's dead.
Yeah.
That child has no mom. The bottom line is I do my job. It's so fun, but also you got a lot on the line. You're dealing with people's freedom. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I'm in the wrong room.
Hey, Maggie, thanks for coming on. So what do you do? Let's talk about this.
I'm an attorney. I do criminal defense, juvenile criminal defense, and civil litigation. I like to be in the court.
Cool. And you're an owner or a partner in George Law Firm?
My husband and I, up.
Okay. Is it just you two?
It's just us two. It started out as my husband Derek's firm. When we met, he inspired me to go to law school, really like my big supporter to do this. And I went after we had our son.
So Derek was already a lawyer?
He's already a lawyer. He's been a lawyer for 22 years, I think is correct. He had the firm after I graduated from law school, took the bar. I joined him as a partner, and now we've actually opened 3 more offices in South Florida. So he really
he's down there, right?
Full boat and took the bar in Florida because there's no reciprocity, meaning you can be barred here, but that doesn't matter. Florida does not care. Took the bar down there and became an attorney, but I'm not barred down there yet. I have not taken the exam. So I'm up here, he's down there, and we are running both, trying to figure out how we can merge back together.
How long has he been, when did you guys open in Florida?
Oh man, I want to say like November, December of 25.
Okay.
So it's fresh. That's
and your Royal Oak is where your office is in Michigan,
Correct.
right? And you guys have been there for those 22 years?
No, so Derek started in Birmingham, and then I think we moved to Royal Oak in 2019. We needed to scale, get a bigger office, bring more attorneys on. So moved to Royal Oak, and then just last year opened Miami, Palm Beach, and Fort Lauderdale.
How many lawyers are on your team total?
So with Derek, we've got 4 of us.
Okay.
We're small, but
well, I mean, that's going to be, it's sometimes all you need, right?
That's all we need.
Cool. So you guys do, you said criminal defense, civil litigation. Yeah. Okay. And you're specifically criminal defense.
I'm criminal defense, juvenile criminal defense. And I do love civil litigation. But I don't do all kinds.
So for viewers who aren't familiar with civil litigation, what does that mean?
So suing people, defending people who are sued, but the subject matter is where it gets specific for me. So I do a lot of contract, business, defamation. Some people might do bankruptcy, immigration, that's stuff that I just don't know. I don't do it. But civil litigation means you're going into court and you're arguing.
Cool. So you said Derek encouraged you to become a lawyer. So what were you doing before that?
So I've done a lot of things. After college, I just felt like I was too lazy to continue and be a student. I was good at working. I wasn't a great learner. So what I thought I was going to do was take a year off. And I went to Washington, D.C., and I worked for Congress as an aide on the Hill. It was really fun. I loved it. And then came back, and I sort of thought that would be a year off between college and then figuring out law school. I really did want to be a lawyer. I just didn't think I had it in me.
You kind of always wanted to be a lawyer?
I did always since I was in middle school. That was my thing. But college kind of took it out of me. Didn't feel that studious, you know? So I came back to Michigan and putzed around to figure out what I was going to do, and actually ended up working at Quicken Loans, which is now Rocket Mortgage. I was there for what I thought would be a really short time. I was there for 13 years and I got promoted.
What were you doing at Quicken?
So what I did the longest was a director of training. I had training teams in Cleveland, Scottsdale, and here in Detroit. And we would create the material that trains the mortgage bankers. So we would train them in sales, but also train them in compliance.
So doing some legal stuff in a way.
A little bit of that, especially after 2008 with Dodd-Frank and the CFPB. And then when I met Derek, he said, I told him about how I wanted to go to law school, but really make it work. And he encouraged me to do it. And I was like, that ship has sailed, man. I work now. It's fine. But then when we had our son, I was kind of at a fork. I was like, I'm going to either stay home with our son or maybe try law school, because I felt like I had done what I could in my current role of 13 years. They were very kind to me. They were good to me. And I thought it was kind of the end of the road. So I took the LSAT while on maternity leave. Actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that because I don't think my old job knows that, but what does it matter?
Yeah, we'll cut it out if we have to. But I don't think there's
I don't think it matters. So. I don't think I've done anything wrong. I really like the rules. Yeah. What are the rules? Did I break them? I don't know.
Okay. Fire me. Yeah.
So I took the LSAT on maternity leave and decided to go to law school. So I went to law school with a 1-year-old.
How long were you in school? How long
That's
was it?
3 years.
3 years, okay.
Do not recommend with a baby, but do what you got to do. But you know what? This was the right time for me to go to law school. A full adult. I could make it work for me. I went to law school and I learned what I wanted to learn. I learned the subjects that I wanted to learn, either to do my job or as a functioning adult. Like I took no-fault auto law just because that seems like something I should know as an adult with a car, right? And insurance and all of that. So I really didn't feel the pressure that many law school students do.
Right.
Because I know I'm going to go work with my husband, which is a blessing, right? Because having no pressure is amazing. And I was ready to learn. So I did well.
What's it like? I mean, so I'm married. I have kids. My wife went the other route. She stays at home with the kids, which is awesome for us.
So hard.
It's
so hard.
Way harder than my job, but it allows me to be a freak entrepreneur, do my thing, go after financial goals, all that kind of stuff, which for our lifestyle, it works out really, really well, right? I cannot imagine running a business with my wife. What is it like owning a business with your husband? Because you said it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay. We work really well together. That's awesome. And I also feel like how nice it is that we always have something to talk about, just because we own our business together and work together, it's not like, we're sitting at the desk together. We all work on cases together as a team, our attorneys, which is nice for clients. They get 4 brains on a case.
Okay, cool.
But he's always got things he's got to do, and I've always got things I've got to do. It's possible that we might literally be in the same office but not see each other all day. So it's really completely fine, and it's been great, and I think it gives us a lot to connect over. And then it's so interesting to me how Derek and I order back certain things for each other. Like while he left the Michigan practice to study for the bar and work on Florida, I ran that, and now he's building Florida up while I figure out my next move. Like we are really good at building each other up for the next move.
That's awesome. Is there like a gear shit? Like, is it just kind of like just part of your lives now? Like, hey, we're business partners, or is there like a separation ever, or is it kind of just all blend together?
I think it all blends together. I don't know.
Like in a good way is what I'm saying.
I don't know if it's a good thing, because sometimes I think we should take a trip or go do a thing. And could we actually not talk about our business? Probably not. Yeah. It's just such a big part of your life. It's who we are.
Yeah. I just feel like if there was like a business issue that me and my wife didn't agree on, it would just feel like, I'd be like, oh my God, dude.
We've had that before.
Me and my partner, I have a business partner. We fight. We're like super tight. Like he started my wedding. We're like very good friends. We're golfing tomorrow together. We do a lot of stuff together, but we fight. You know what I mean? Like there's for sure fights that happen, and I just feel like that would be weird to have that. And then you have to go home to that. It's like, oh my God, dude.
What I think is good with Derek and I is when we disagree on something, we sort of know we've identified each other's strengths. So if we're having a disagreement about something marketing or building the business arm of something, I know that's his expertise. Yeah. And we know when to defer to each other. We might disagree and we're going to have to talk it out, but it always works. Like I think we know our strengths. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So the dynamic kind of is like Derek runs the firm, for lack of a better term, and then you're more in the cases, or that happens at times, but now that I'm mainly in Michigan while he's building up Florida, makes sense, okay. I'm kind of doing it all, and he's doing it all, just there and here, and got to figure out when we're gonna come back together.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Congrats on the growth. That's really cool. Do you guys have plans on, is there like a strategy here where it's like, hey, we're going to get this, we have this presence in Michigan, we're building this presence in Florida. Is there like a future strategy with like, hey, here's another market that we might go after? Or is this kind of the model, like Florida, Michigan?
That's interesting. I don't know. And I don't know if he would say the same thing. Before the pandemic, our goal was to open another firm in New York.
Okay.
And then
I was just in New York like 2
changed.
weeks ago. New York's crazy. It's insane.
But everything changed after the pandemic. And we had such a small child. We had to get out of here. We had to go somewhere where you can go outside. So we went to Florida a lot and Miami and realized this is the market.
Okay.
So I don't know if we would ever revisit New York.
It's pretty cool though. Pretty cool. So criminal defense, you probably see some pretty
amazing cases. Such amazing choices. Then some bad.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Some bad shit too.
Yeah. So, all right. So I don't even know if we want to answer this question. I've always had this like weird, like if there's a case where you just like, I know this guy did it.
Sure.
What is that like? Because you're being paid to defend that person.
100%.
So what is that like? Like,
okay. It's a good question. The bottom line is I do my job.
Okay.
And it's so nice to have a team because that's where the team and I can sort of strategize. All right, we know that this happened and we're going to defend person X. Where can we poke the holes in the prosecution?
Seems fun in a way.
It's so fun. It's so fun, but also you got a lot on the line. You're dealing with people's freedom.
It's like Game of Thrones real life almost. Like it's like very strategic. Like
it's strategic, and that's why it's nice to have multiple perspectives. And we really do, I feel like, have two kinds of defendants when we're dealing with criminal defense. The ones who come to us and say, yeah, I did this. Now help me mitigate what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And the ones who say, I didn't do this. And I stand by the fact that I didn't do this. And those are the ones where there's so much at stake, right? Because if they're telling us they didn't do it, and then you're supposed to be truthful to your lawyer, there's just it's the stuff you lose sleep over.
Yeah,
and I've had a lot of clients who've been falsely accused of things, and thank God we can bring that to light.
I was going to ask,
but it takes a long time.
Because there's a lot of people in jail who are like didn't do it. And like these stories come out and it's like, hey, we went on 23andMe and we have the data now that it wasn't that person.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. And the thing is, so, if you are taking it all the way to a jury trial, it's not for me or the prosecutor or the judge to decide anymore. You have 12 randos over here who are going to decide. And it's, it's a...
And they need to unanimously agree. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Like they all have to say the same thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the stakes are high. And these statistics are not going to be completely right because I don't know them off the top of my head, but I'll be conservative with them. 90% of criminal charges result in a plea negotiation. Mm-hmm. Of that 10% that go to trial, something like 95% of those defendants are found guilty.
Oh my gosh.
So the risk of going to trial like heavily weighs in prosecution's favor.
Yeah. Well, I guess the idea...
I hope I got that statistic.
No, I mean, I think the idea too would be that like if the prosecution's willing to take it to trial, they probably feel like they have a pretty damning case.
Totally. I've had...
Or else it wouldn't even go to trial.
100%.
Because then the plea is going to be so in favor of the person who's being accused that they're just be like, whatever, I'll take the plea because I don't want to end up as a statistic.
Right. You have to weigh the risks, right? Weigh the risks and rewards of taking it to trial. But
it should be a terrible feeling. Like if you didn't do something, but then you have to take a plea anyway. And it's not even like a serious thing, but it's still like a blemish. Like you admitted to it, you did it. It's like, dude, but I didn't, but I'm just doing it because you told me I have to.
Yes. Certain pleas are just worth it. Just worth it. Get it off your desk,
Yep.
As far as that client goes, not my desk. I'll do whatever the client wants. But some pleas are like, it's not good enough. If you didn't do it, it's not good enough. And so let's work on keep showing the prosecutor, keep showing the court, like bring the evidence. We'll throw it all out there, and it makes you lose sleep.
So how often, like when you guys have clients on how often does it actually go to trial? Like,
oh my God,
all the time?
Barely.
Okay.
Yeah. Truly, that statistic is.
Gotcha. You said 90% of the time it doesn't.
Right.
And then 10% of the time it does.
10% of the time, of that 10%, those people are going to be found guilty. That's just the statistical pattern.
So okay. That makes
avoiding
sense.
trial is ideal, but some of our clients are, they're not going to take a plea. their stance is their stance. So we respect that. If you want to go to trial, we'll go to trial.
Can you talk about the craziest case you've been involved with? Or do you have one that comes to mind?
My first murder was pretty interesting.
That seems like it would be.
It's pretty interesting. Although that has yet to resolve.
Oh, really?
It's been a few years. But, looking at discovery of a murder is really interesting because I'm looking at like brains on the wall and stuff,
wow.
I did have an operating while intoxicated causing death trial that was really tough and really interesting at the same time. Tough because the victim was this beloved, very young school teacher with a young child, just similar to the age of my child. And it was hard. And we had to watch discovery where she's like screaming and being cut out of the car. It was horrible. And nobody's here saying like, no, it's fine. That's not the argument. The argument was not that it was fine. It was all terrible. And we went to trial on it. And our position was, yes, our client drove drunk. The victim was alive when the accident happened. She went to the hospital and she was alive for days. Something happened at the hospital that caused her to die. That was our position. So had we just amended the charge to an operating while intoxicated causing serious injury, we wouldn't have gone to trial. But the prosecutor said, no, this caused her death.
So you went to trial on this?
We had to go to trial on it. And it was terrible. Her family was there. I mean, we had to show the jury pictures of the autopsy. Like, no, we don't have to do that. We all acknowledge that she's dead. It's terrible. And so I'm a mom. I'm the defense attorney, one of the defense attorneys with Derek and actually someone that our client had brought in, pro hoc vice. His name is Steve Sato. He's an amazing, incredible criminal defense attorney. He's represented Rick Ross. And
that's cool.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's a really cool to learn from. But that was not fun. That was not fun, but we truly thought there was some facts here that needed to be brought up to the jury. And when we were waiting for jury deliberations, the jury told the judge, we can't make a decision. We think we're hung, which would mean we'd have to do the trial again.
So is that a mistrial? Or
a mistrial.
Okay.
And I almost cried because I can't imagine doing this again.
How long was this trial, like the whole thing? Like
2 weeks?
Yeah.
It was a long one.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go back into the court and the judge is going to declare a mistrial and let's go. And as we all come back into the court, the bailiff runs out and says, they have a decision. And I'm like, oh my God, this is very suspenseful. This is just too much for me. And they decided in our favor. And it was like, great. But I know nobody wins, like nobody's winning here. She's dead.
Yeah.
That child has no mom. So some of that stuff is like, that'll make you lose sleep.
When you're going to school for this, do they like warn you of any of this kind of stuff, like, or try to talk you out of it? Or is it just like,
do they talk you
well,
out
in a
of it?
way, right?
Idea.
Like, hey, like I would think like, hey, obviously they want you to go to school and it costs money and stuff, but it's like, yeah, I feel like there's this like vetting process that should be there where like, hey, certain people are going to get into this. They're going to be like, I can't do this.
No, maybe there should be a real world practical.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, before you do this,
you should know that you're going to see this and you're going to do this. Yeah, I know. No, I mean, there's so much to learn. There's so much that goes into being an attorney that they can just teach you the basics in law school, the rules, the things you need to know, how to write, how to cross-examine, how to question, criminal procedure, civil procedure. Like, this is bare bones stuff. You really learn through the real world.
In the room, right? Like
in the room, through the real world. And that's why I really loved law school, because I kind of already had the in the room experience through corporate, government. I was a bartender, everything, I
was a bartender
communicating
too.
with people.
I learned a lot bartending, I swear. Like, it's on. You really do. Seriously.
Thank you.
I bartended too, and it's like you learn a ton.
You
learn.
You learn different personalities. You learn being quick on your feet. De-escalation tactics.
Yeah.
So I came to law school with real world experience. So I feel like that made me do better. And then all these people who are going to law school straight out of college, they have a lot to learn. I just did it the reverse way.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that would be a prudent class for people to.
So you said, going back to you said in high school, you knew you wanted to be an attorney. Why? Like, why?
I don't remember why. I just, I don't know. I think I wanted to be an attorney. I don't remember why. I just, I don't know. I think I wanted to be an attorney. I don't remember why. I just, I don't remember why. 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 I don't remember why I like a courtroom. I liked arguing. I'm not very argumentative at all in the real world. I'm very non-confrontational. But I'll argue for other people. I'm not totally sure why it grabbed me in high school, but it just did, and I stuck with it.
It's funny. My Aunt Lisa, she's like, when she's like, I always thought you should have been an attorney. I'm like, why? She's like, because when you were a kid, you would just go to everyone and try to plead try to get something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask this person if you can do it. Nope, this person. And then she's like, you would like plead your case as like a child. Like, well, I think I should be able to do it because of this, and this. It's just like super funny. I'm like,
or is it sales?
Maybe it's sales, yeah. Or it's kind of the same in a way though. There's a lot of synergy between sales and law, because all sales is get people to make a decision in the favor guide them on the right path that you want them to get, right? Like that's all everything is sales.
You have
There's a book called Everything is Sales, I think. I've read it. And it's like even getting your kid to like last night, I'm trying to, my son's almost 4. It's bedtime. You got to pee, dude. Nope. Dude, you got to pee. Nope. And he's like laughing, making fun of me, making fun of me. So I start fake crying. I'm crying. But Dad, I'm just kidding. I want to make you laugh. And then he goes in peace. That's sales. Boom. 101. Got a fake cry in the bathroom for your son to use the toilet. But
my son is already a negotiator. He's like, can I just stay up 10 more minutes to watch this? Thing. I'm like, no, 5. He's like 7.
Yep.
Fine, 7.
Could watch a video on your phone. 2 videos. 6. 1 video. 10. Like
yeah.
and then I'll be like, all right, 2 videos. Short, YouTube shorts. I'll turn them off. Leaves the room.
Done with you.
Yep. I'm sleeping in the other room.
Well done.
I don't like you.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Love kids.
Emotional warfare by children.
Yes. Have kids, they said.
Yeah.
So high school. So you just kind of knew that you wanted to be a lawyer. Now that you are, like, what do you like about it? Like,
I like standing up for people. I like that they trust me to do that. I love to see people get better. So we have a lot of drug and alcohol related offenses and issues with clients. And we've had some clients come to us that are literally, they're going to die, Yeah. They come to us after, the 4th operating while intoxicated, and they're in my office drunk. And they're so like down in the dumps. And I'm just worried the next stop is like the train tracks by our office. I really am truly concerned. And so we won't just take a case. We're going to take the person. So if I'm taking your repeat offense of a drug issue or an alcohol issue, I'm going to take you to rehab, or I'm going to take you to.
Like you have to go, or we're just not working with you.
Yeah, because I can't care more than you do. And I will care a lot, but I need you to not come back. I want you to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Come back for a different reason. I mean, I'll take the business, but
go rob somebody.
Please,
sober.
Yeah, do it sober.
Do it sober, please. For the love of God.
It's so interesting. Most of these people never did it before, never tried rehab, never tried an intensive outpatient, or never even went to an AA meeting. And it helps them like become better, helps them learn. And when I adjudicate the case and that's all great, and everything goes fine, and they're on the path, and that's awesome. But when they come back like a couple years later to see us, they're a whole different person, like sober, completely different person.
That's awesome.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Love it.
You said you mostly deal with juvenile?
We do a lot of it.
Okay.
I would say it's 50-50.
50-50? Okay, cool. So as far as actually operating the business, right? The firm, what do you like to do? Like, what do you like doing the most, right? Like, do you like the business end of it where it's like, hey, let's grow the company? Do you really just like, not just, but do you just love like the whole working with the clients, building the case?
Yeah, I think if I had to choose one, I like working the cases, like working with clients and the people. My husband is so business minded. It's almost, I'm not going to do better than him at business. So why would I try? But we're both smart. We both have ideas. I'm always trying to grow our business and scale it and figure out how to make our presence bigger. But he's like a really bright business mind. So he knows the ways usually before I even do.
Cool. Makes a lot of sense. Do you guys have anything coming up? Like anything that you like? Do you guys do any webinars, like community stuff, or like?
We're in such a weird growth phase right now with, the opening of the Miami
what
stuff.
What's like the biggest challenge on there? Like
being apart is a big challenge. He comes back here on weekends. We go there for long weekends when, there's a long weekend for
I feel like every time I talk to Derek, he's like, I'm traveling, I'm flying, I'm doing this.
Traveling or in Miami, totally. The miles are amazing. We have many miles.
Oh, yeah, tons of miles.
We had time to go somewhere.
Might as well just get a jet at this point. Like,
God, can you imagine? I don't know if we'll ever get there, but planes scare me.
Really?
Yeah. But really what's on the horizon for us is figuring out like what the norm is, what the status quo is, what Florida is going to become.
I was gonna say like with getting established in Florida, what are the challenges? Because it's got to be
it's a whole different world
beast,
in
right?
Florida.
I was talking to Derek, he's like, listen, because we work with Michigan Auto Law, personal injury firm, auto law firm in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So like here, it's like very competitive in PI. Like you don't see a lot of criminal defense billboards advertising.
No, you don't.
Right? You just don't see that stuff. It's just like, hey, personal injury. It's very, very, very competitive. But I was talking to him. He's like, it's different here. He's like, there's criminal defense billboards everywhere. They're mainstream advertisers.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So like, it just seems like that market's totally different. So like, what are some of the challenges in Florida, like in growing?
I feel like we're a very good brand here in Detroit and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We go all over. Building a brand in a market with so many more people is really the focus right now. And then sort of understanding what the cross-section of legal needs and clientele.
Okay.
You know, there's so
do you mean like your target, like who you're?
I think that's what we're trying to identify.
Okay. Makes
There's
sense.
just so much different stuff going on in Florida. There's a lot of immigration stuff. The types of criminal activity in Florida is really different, or at least in South Florida.
It's like white collar crimes and
There's a lot more fraud.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
noticing a lot of fraud.
Tons, probably.
Tons of fraud. I mean, Florida just, I have to say, Miami.
You always see the headlines, Florida man.
It's Florida man
Caught
stuff.
wrestling an alligator with a sheepskin suit on.
Right. Man on meth, tried to dress an alligator up.
Yeah.
Like a Barbie doll. Just
it's nuts.
Crazy shit. Yeah, the crime there is different. And that's fine. I think Derek's done it all. But kind of understanding who we should be focusing on.
Yeah.
You know, where the business channels are coming from mostly. And what market is best. It's kind of why he's all over right now.
I always like to talk about finding a niche within a niche, right? So like, it seems like you guys did that well in Michigan, right? Hey, we're doing criminal litigation, which is a niche with it, juvenile, right? So very specific. And then you can build a brand around this.
Mm-hmm.
So when people think about juvenile crimes and think about you, same thing with like Michigan Auto Law, right? Instead of being a general personal injury law firm,
Mm-hmm.
we're a personal injury firm that specializes in auto law in the state of Michigan. Very niched in. So it's like in Florida, it's almost like finding what is that niche?
It's really, it really is an experiment right now. I mean, just crazy amounts of fraud, sextortion. Every place is different, probably. I'm sure we'd find differences any state we go to or any part of it, but it's just learning and building it right now in Florida.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's so laser focused on it.
Yeah.
And he's so good at litigating. This guy's like a magician.
So he's in courts too. He's
of course. He's working cases.
So you say you have like 4 lawyers working on like a case that goes to trial. Are all 4 of you there? Does somebody take the lead? Like,
if
what does
we're
that
in
look
a
like?
jury trial, we're probably all there.
All there. And then does
there
one
will
person
be a
like speak
lead.
for the group, or how does that look?
There will be a lead.
Okay. How do you guys determine like who the lead is?
You know, that seems like an organic thing, depending on who's communicating with the client the most, who's been in front of the judge the most in previous hearings for, leading up to the trial. So it's really an organic thing.
Okay. Cool. Going back to let's go back to when you were in high school wanting to do law.
Great. Let's go.
Okay. Let's go all the way back. Let's bring it back to when you were 4.
I was amazing.
Yeah, me too.
High school was a really great time for me.
Yes. I unfortunately have experiences with criminal defense law on the other end from high school. Okay. Amazing. But do you like, are you happy the way things so you're happy that you got all this experience, and then like, how do you think it would have been different if you just went right into law school? You know what I mean? Like,
I think I might have just gotten kicked out. I just wasn't academic. I went to college because you go to college in my family.
Where'd you go to school, by the way?
My undergrad was MSU.
Okay. Cool.
And then I went to Wayne for law.
Cool.
So you go to college because you go, but I was like, just not the most focused student. I went to law school when I was really ready to learn the law. So was I the oldest person there? Probably one of them. Like all my little 22-year-old friends 34 or 5. But I went at the right time because I made the most of it. I learned what I wanted to learn. I did really well. I don't know how I would have done as a 22-year-old who didn't really want to read a book.
Do you guys see, I'm wondering how your industry is like affected by AI?
I think we're trying to figure that out too right now.
Right? Because I feel like there's probably this like dynamic where since these tools are being so readily available, like I said, like our industry is getting totally pivoted, right? 100%. And we're like leaning into it heavily.
Yeah.
In your world, I feel like there's this new thing where like people are going to be searching about their
case.
Yep. Like, hey, how fucked am I?
Yep.
How
and they're
screwed
like,
am
I'll
I?
just do it myself, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so,
sure.
and then also even on not that agentic systems today are going to take over the job that you guys do, because I still think that in a traditional courtroom, you need somebody to sell the jury.
Sure.
Right. But have you noticed anything changing in your business from this tech?
What I do think we're seeing more of is a lot of prospective clients with charges come to us and, we consult with them. We explain what's going to happen. We tell them, so the sanctions that you're looking at, that you're dealing with, here's our goal for you. And then they just tell us, not everybody, but they tell us what they think should happen because ChatGPT told them. And I can appreciate that because you want to know, right? You're scared. You want to know. I do know that if you use ChatGPT enough, it learns to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah,
right?
It's very agreeable.
Right. I don't know what that's called, but it's a thing. It's an algorithm, right? So, sure, ChatGPT told you like what could happen, but you need a human to make it happen and to explain the path to getting there and hopefully getting there. Courts don't love it when a defendant comes and says they're going to represent themselves. They just
it shows you're not taking it seriously. Like,
yeah, I don't know. And I get it. It looks a little unhinged at times. So don't let AI be your lawyer. You can do your research. Everybody does, right? It's just the WebMD of law now, right? I have a blister, so I think I have cancer because WebMD told me, right? So let's not like WebMD our case. But it's happening.
Yeah, totally. Do you guys see any potential like any benefit for it as like operating a firm?
100% there will be. We're just learning it. We're figuring it out. There's a lot. Legal tech, I hear, is a big space, and Derek's really digging his heels into that while he scales up in Miami. But I think it's going to be a huge industry, or if it's not already. So I hope there are tools
I can
that
see
make
like a
us
lot of
better
like
and more
crimes
efficient.
being committed with these tools now too. You know
Possibly.
what I mean? Like
Well,
huge.
That's where like the fraud comes.
Yeah.
Right. All of this fraud is being done over the internet, preying on the elderly and the vulnerable and just people who don't know, and they're not caught up with the technological advances in AI. So I've had plenty of cases where I'm defending a person and they're being accused of an overseas fraud ring where they called this widow who's recovering from cancer and she's 75 years old and she doesn't go on Google, she doesn't go on AI, she doesn't do anything. And they're from the Department of Homeland Security and they found something real bad on her phone.
What's your social security number?
But if she wires them $90,000 in Bitcoin, they'll get rid of it. I'm not joking.
Yeah, and then they do it. Yeah, there's like huge scam rings that like.
Yeah. So AI, it could be like, we got to contain what's used, but we won't. It's explosive. I get it. But
there's
we'd like it to work for us.
There's this whole, I've heard of like Glasswing. I think it's called Glasswing.
I've heard of it.
So it's a new, it's basically a new project by Claude. So like they have a security AI that's so powerful that they're not releasing it to the general public.
Is this the one that the government is using?
Government's not using it. Okay. Privately owned companies are using it. So like Microsoft is part of it. Like all the big, there's like 13 or 14 tech companies that pretty much own and run the internet. So Claude said, here's $100 million in free credits for you guys to use this technology to find the vulnerabilities in your system that can be hacked. Right. So like,
it's pretty sweet.
So like, I don't know the exact, so like Microsoft's taking it, for example. I don't know if Microsoft's one of the actual brands that has vulnerabilities, but they're running this AI to find vulnerabilities that have been there for like 15 years that a human couldn't detect. And then they're like patching and fixing them because it looks like the AI, like Claude and these companies are looking forward and like, yo, there's like this tech is getting so good that like if we release it to the public, they like hackers could just find vulnerabilities in everyone's systems pretty much and just extort and, you know, like they got MG. I don't know if you remember that MGM Caesars thing happened in Vegas like a few years ago. It was like all the slot machines were turned off. They like held the casino ransom. They're like, give me $50 billion or whatever. I think Caesars, one of them paid. I think Caesars paid. I think MGM said no or something like this, but it's just insane. But like you imagine putting these tools in just like, because they're getting so good, you put these tools in like a 15-year-old's hands.
This makes me want to live in a log cabin off the grid.
Yeah, it's crazy. Or remember the kid who hacked NASA? Do you remember that? He was like 16. This was like 20 years ago or something. No. Yeah, it's like 20 years ago. He's like hacked NASA. Yeah, it's getting crazy. But yeah, and I don't disagree with you. But unfortunately, that's not a reality. I mean, it is. I guess you could just go live in a log cabin. But
maybe I will.
Yeah. Yeah, the world's getting super weird. My
son would be pissed.
Yeah. How many kids do you have, by the way?
Just one.
Just one. Okay, yeah. He would probably be pretty mad.
My one and only.
Yeah. And we just had our son's similar age as yours, and then we have a daughter. So she's complete opposite from my son. She's like a feral cat.
So are they just, someone told me that with like a gap that large, they're just basically living separate lives.
It's not that big. You said he's 3.5?
Oh, my son's 9.
I think he said 3.5 for some reason.
No,
somebody else.
There was something where I told you a story where he was 3, I think.
Yeah, my son's almost 4. My daughter's 1. So the gap's not that big.
Oh, their gap's not that big at all.
Yeah, they're like they get along really well, surprisingly well. I'm really happy.
That's a good age difference.
Yeah, I was nervous they weren't going to. So do you have anything that you want to talk about or promote for George Law Firm?
I guess I would stand by the fact that, or I guess the belief that we do a really good job for our clients. We take an approach that not every attorney might take. It's very holistic. We really want to work the person, not just the case. This growth, I think, will be good for us as a business, but it should be good for clients too. And it should be good for people who need lawyers like us.
Who's a perfect person you can help in Michigan? Like,
oh man, we can help any criminal charge
like
we've done.
DUI.
Yeah. DUIs.
All the way to murder.
Yeah. DUI to murder.
Yeah.
We're on the whole spectrum of crime. And we can do a lot of contractual business disputes, defamation disputes, personal injury. Yep. Cool.
What's one piece of advice you'd give somebody getting into law, or a piece of advice that you would have given yourself looking back?
I think a piece of advice looking back that I had going into law school and when I was a fresh baby lawyer was, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I'm in the wrong room. You know, I need to learn from people. No ego when you're starting this. Just learn this shit and get good at it and take it all in. And then I could try to be one of the smartest people in the room later.
Cool. Right on. So mentorship, getting coaching, learn from others. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's great having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Talk soon.
Okay.
Thanks.